All right, you're good to go.
You can also record it, put it on record too, please, Anna. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This will begin the pre-meeting for the October 6th, 2021 Preservation Board hearing. The pre-meeting is a time for board members to ask questions of staff for any last-minute clarifications. There is no participation by either applicants or members of the public. As soon as the pre-meeting is done, we will wait until 6 p.m., at which point the hearing will start promptly at 6 p.m. That being said, we will begin by going over the cases, starting with case number 101 South Plymouth Avenue, Central Church of Christ. Any questions on this case? And Kurt Martin is also on the call. As he said, he has had a lot of involvement with this project.
So Matt, I guess, Matt, it's Gerald. I just have an informational question. So I was not here in July, and so I understand, but I listened to the YouTube video because there was another case that actually we also took up that had originally begun at the July meeting. So listen to the YouTube video. I read the comments from the board members who were there. I read the letter to the applicant. So how do I say this in the pre-meeting? I think the comments, even though the applicant wasn't able to be heard, and clearly there was some big mix-up there, and I hope some apologies were issued. I think the feedback that the board gave that day was very good feedback. If we simply chose to give that same feedback today, is that okay? I've just never experienced a case that was held and there was specific feedback given, and then the applicant simply resubmitted the original case.
I think the simple answer to your question is yes. The caveat to that yes, though, is the applicant didn't have the opportunity, my understanding, didn't have the opportunity to present the case originally like you were describing. So the answer is yes, but I believe, or it's my understanding that the applicant is more interested in originally presenting the case. So I think the best thing to do would be probably after hearing the case, if there are other board members that feel the same as you, start that conversation or ask that question to the applicant and say, were you able to review the information that the board's requested? Are you able to provide that, or is there some reason you chose not to provide that?
Yeah. Okay, and Matt, I do understand, and I do agree that it's important the applicant have an opportunity to present the case to us. I just want to understand we do have the right, should we choose to exercise it, to hold the case again with roughly the same comments that we offered the last time. I just want to make sure
you legally do, Gerald, but as Karsten and Chris and Ed and I met with the applicant last week, and we brought that up, and he said that he thought he could explain better why in person, why those extra materials aren't necessary. And he felt that he should be allowed to do that. So that's why he hasn't provided anything in follow-up. He wanted to be able to present an explanation of why he doesn't think there is additional materials necessary.
Okay, so Tom, to clarify, I hear from the applicant, and I expect to hear the applicant and everything the applicant has to say, but we do have the right either to approve the application, to reject the application, or to hold it again with the same sorts of comments that were issued last time.
Yeah, as I just said about the last option, you also have that for all the three options you mentioned. There's nothing binding you not to stick with the request for the materials that were made in was that July?
Yes.
There's nothing prohibiting you from doing that or approving it. It's all about whether you think you have enough information, you all five of you today, to make a decision.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. We received one public comment that mentioned a winterization program, I thought, in the comments, and I didn't see anything about that in the packet. Is that correct?
I believe, yes, that's the case.
So
That there was
you
nothing
don't know what they
included.
were referring to.
You're talking about the comment that came in, what the
Right.
public commenter was referring to.
Mhm.
I think they were referring to, I can pull it up. I think they were referring to doing that as like a temporary hold. I think it would be a good opportunity, and I don't know if Kurt has had this conversation with the applicant, but I think it would be a good opportunity for the board to inquire directly with the applicant about what the plan is for that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can say, and from our meeting with the applicant, with Minister Florence, that was one of the things we did discuss is, as you can see in the staff report for today, he showed us some places where there's the roof leaking is causing damage inside. And we made clear to him that he has the option to take like emergency measures to like patch or temporarily secure the roof without having to go all the way to the board, just as long as he goes to staff, proposes what he wishes to do, and the staff determines that's required to prevent any further deterioration of the building while this board evaluates his application. So that's been also communicated to Minister Florence.
Any other questions on case 1? Questions on case 2, 441 East Avenue. This appears to be largely around the removal and replacement of a tree around the area that the board previously approved in part back in, I believe, August.
I was not here for this case. I'm realizing.
Okay, so we'll have, Tom, it looks like this is.
So what is the segmentation of what is the, maybe it's not necessary if it's just an additional element that wasn't addressed in the prior application?
Yeah, it sounds like the actual structural changes to the exterior were already approved, and the only thing under review is a separate, I see Chris shaking his head. So, yeah, this is strictly regarding the tree
Yeah, it
off of
was.
that.
Yeah, so you're all right, Carson. It's not something that requires knowledge of the prior presentation to rule on this one.
Okay.
Phew.
Anything else on case 2? Case number 3, 50 Hawthorne Street. Any questions on this? This is work both in the front as well as the rear. Case 4, 79 Atkinson Street.
Matt, I just want to interrupt. If you don't already have it, don't forget to do site plan visit or site visits.
Oh, yes, I will. Thank you, Anna. Case number 4, 79 Atkinson Street. Any questions on this one? Case 5, 273 Alexander Street, demolition of a garage and additional fencing. Case number 6, 19 Arnold Park. Any questions on this one? And last case, and then we'll do site visits. Case number 7, 200 Park Avenue. Any questions on this one?
And this one, did everyone get the amendment?
Yeah, so my only question is that amendment is to be regarded as part of the original application.
Yes. In regard to trying to be as seamless as possible, but maybe not, it's not possible to be absolutely seamless. It was presented, the additional materials at a timely basis but we weren't able to get it out to you until today. So to be fair to the applicant, it was posted online right away so that the public can see it and convey to you. So yeah, this wouldn't be something where we'd say you're proposing such a fundamental change that we can't proceed. We got to renotice it. We don't have to do that here.
Thank you, Tom. All right, if there are no other questions, I'm going to run through and do site visits. Are there any, and this is, I'm going to just do if you have not visited. So case number 101 South Plymouth. Are there any board members that did not visit the site? Okay, so everyone present did. Case number 441 East Avenue. Are there any board members that did not visit the site? Okay, everyone present did. Case number 3 is 50 Hawthorne Street. Are there any board members that did not visit the site? Very good. Case number 4, 79 Atkinson Street. Any board members that did not visit the site? Okay. Case number 5, 273 Alexander Street. Are there any board members that did not visit the site? Very good. All did. Case number 6, 19 Arnold Park. Any members not visit the site? And case number 7, 200 Park Avenue. Any board members not visit the site? All right, very good. All board members that are present, all visited all 7 of the cases. That being said, we will resume. Yep.
I had 2 questions, not related about any specific case. One is the timing of the packets going out from City Hall.
Okay.
So it was actually, I visited all the sites. It was really, really, really hard for me to visit the sites because I had been planning to go Saturday when it wasn't raining, and there was just no chance at all of me doing this during the week when I'm working. Normally we get the packets to our homes by Thursday or Friday. And the one that I got, the mail was metered on Friday. So there obviously was no way at all that it was going to arrive to our home by Thursday or Friday since it didn't go out till Friday. Is there any way your office can make it a priority in the future to get these in the mail by Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest?
Tuesday, I can tell you is probably not possible. With the balancing of the 3 cycles, it can become nearly impossible. I will tell you, and I've staffed the zoning board now for many, many years, when they go out on a Thursday, they are in your hands on a Friday. I unfortunately was not in the office last week, so I'm unable to say when they went out. I don't know if they were brought to the mailroom and the mailroom sat on them for a day. What I can tell you, and what you mentioned it being metered on Friday, so I'm not sure when it actually went to the mailroom, if it sat there and didn't go out. What I can tell you is, with the caveat of about 2 years ago, there was an issue with the Postal Service where things were not leaving City Hall. But since that time, I have had 0 issues with the zoning board when they go out on a Thursday with them not getting it on a Friday. So what I will tell you, I will make sure that they leave this office on a Thursday. And if it becomes a problem where you're not receiving them on a Friday, then we will regroup to make sure that you get them, because I understand getting them on a Monday. And another board member brought that to my attention that she didn't get it till a Monday. So that obviously is a problem. So we will definitely try to rectify that.
And I would ask for you, I don't know what's going on at your end, and it can't be easy, but to the extent you could aim to get these to the mailroom by Wednesday, it will make it will increase the chances, especially with what's going on with the Postal Service, to get into our hands by Friday.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that in.
Like, it's really important we visit the sites, and this was not easy for me.
Okay. Thank you for the feedback.
You're welcome. So I had one other question, and it's a question about why is there a possibility of us returning to in-person meetings? And I'll just speak for myself, and we can see what other board members think. We were meeting in City Hall, and we were behind plexiglass, and everybody except those of us behind plexiglass were masked and distanced. And we know there are effective interventions for the virus, including vaccinations. my ability to interact with other board members, my ability to interact in a positive way with applicants and for applicants to feel heard is so much better when we're in person than when we're doing it by Zoom. And my understanding is that the state gives us the right to have Zoom meetings, but it doesn't mandate it. So I'm wondering, I wonder what other people think. Is there any way for us to return to in-person meetings?
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that question because I couldn't agree more with you. I would much prefer to be in person. The unfortunate part is we take many of our cues from what city council is doing and then ultimately from what the administration has asked us to do. And with the increased positivity rate in the area, we were directed that we need to maintain meetings on Zoom, which I understand it's not ideal, but for the time being, which as you know, could change at the drop of a hat, it will be on Zoom.
So Matt,
I'll convey your message to the, especially Josanne Reeves in the mayor's office, who's also on a liaison to the boards, and let them know your feelings on that.
Tom and Matt, the only thing I would add, I reached out to two different people on city council and they both told me the same thing, which is they thought we were moving back to Zoom because we wanted to be on Zoom. And so
no, that's not, it was the mayor's decision, and no one conveyed to anyone that that the boards preferred to be on Zoom. It was the opposite of that.
Is there a way to poll this board and see what other people think and then report back to the mayor's office?
If you want to do that, yeah.
Yeah, we can let them know what you say.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's going to change the outcome, but we're happy to let them know. We can certainly follow up with Josanne Reeves, who's the liaison in the mayor's office for the boards, and let them know that we had this conversation and that you all are interested in returning.
Well, we should ask. Chris, do you want to quickly poll us?
But the poll wouldn't be specific to the preservation board. We'd have to take into account the other two land use boards.
Well,
Why-
when we talked about this,
just conveying to the mayor's office the opinion of the members of the board, of this board, without having to go to the other boards. It's the mayor decides, but I don't think, given these board members are close to the situation and they have an opinion, and I think it's appropriate to convey it to the mayor if they want us to.
yeah, I would add that I think our board, Matt would probably know better than anyone, of course, but I think our board's a little bit different because we look at samples and we have so much interaction with the applicants, and we respect what you have to do, of course, but personally, I would prefer to do it in person. I'm happy to go through. Kirsten, how do you feel about it?
I second all of it. I think that we need to get in person. And I think just a lot of time is wasted sitting on the screen waiting for things to come together. It's just in the best interest of us and people that come in.
Okay.
Thank you. How about Isaac?
Yeah, I would agree. I'm fine meeting in person.
Thanks, Isaac. And Ed Kane?
I agree too. I'm fine meeting in person.
Okay.
We will definitely
take down those reasons also, and not just that you're in favor of going in person now.
Yeah, and Chris also brings up a very good point. The other two decision-making land use boards are, by their very nature, very different from this board, which is not good, bad, or indifferent. It's just different. You all are looking at much more detailed examples of materials and structures and things of that nature, where Planning Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals look at, of course, different things. Their applications they review are contextually very different. So it is absolutely finding a balance, but yes, we can absolutely relay this information that Tom just referenced, as well as the poll that everyone on the call is interested in going back in person.
I really appreciate
thank you.
guys doing that. Thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Any other questions that anyone has? All right, very good. Thank you all. To anybody watching or any attendees or members of the public on the call, what we will do now is we will turn our sound and video off, but do not leave this Zoom call. And then what we will do is exactly at 6 p.m., we will all be back and we will start the live